Hey, welcome, folks, to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And as you can see, I've got two of my favorite guests again with me tonight. And Bill, we're glad to have you back with us.
Oh, buddy, I'm tickled to death to be here, son.
Buddy,
as the old saying, at this stage of my life, I'm just tickled to death to be anymore.
Buddy, we hope you're with us for a long time coming, Bill. Anyway, Bill and Mike, they made a little fishing trip last night. We'll get into that a little bit here in a minute. What's going on? We better say hello to Polly.
Better, yeah, buddy.
Yeah, for sure, sir. And to Dad, for sure. And I also had a little phone call a little bit ago. Want to say hello to Hoyt Eason and his family, and to John Wade and his family. John called me there last night. He thought me and you was on the lake, and it was you and Mike.
I wished I'd have run into both of them. They've been my friends for a long time. I've known them both for many years.
Yes, sir. Years ago, you and Hoyt fished a whole lot together.
We sure did, son. I never will forget blindfolding him and making him tell me when that spinnerbait was on the bottom and when it wasn't.
There you go. Now, you heard that, folks. That's about the way to learn it. It doesn't come when you get it. It's like riding a bicycle, Bill. You fall over a whole lot, but when you figure out how to keep it up, you're gone, and then you never forget. In the same way with that spinnerbait.
I'll tell you what, he become a good one at it, son.
I guarantee.
Like I said, after I blindfolded him there, and every time I could tell by his line when he got to the bottom, and every time that line reached the bottom, I said, "What is it, Hoyt?" He said, "Just hit the bottom." I said, "You're exactly right, old buddy." And he become a real good spinnerbait fisherman after that.
Yes, sir. I guarantee you, folks, there's a trick to it. You don't just happen in one trip. It takes a while, don't it, Bill?
Sure do. That's exactly right. It ain't overnight thing, that's for sure.
No, it's sure not. You get better at it every little trip, and eventually you know where it's at, when it's there, and all that kind of stuff. You feel them when they can breathe on it.
Yes, sir.
It's a different type spinnerbait fishing than what Kevin Van Dam does, throwing wine.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike.
That shallow water, largemouth stuff, and getting after them smallmouth at night's a whole different deal.
Yeah, when you're trying to fish that thing on the bottom out there in 25, 30 foot of water, it's a little different.
It's a whole lot different. It sure is. And that's where me and Hoyt was a fishing at that time. We was catching some big old largemouth. We really was. We run into some fellas with some Calhoun, Georgia, that was having a tournament up there, and they come and asked us that morning if we caught any. Yeah, we caught some of our old green trout.
Mm-hmm.
They looked in our live well, and son, I'm telling you the honest truth, their eyes popped out. We had about 5 or 6 big ones there, anywhere from 5 to 9 pounds. Yeah. They couldn't believe it. We was calling them a green trout.
Yeah. I hear you, Bill. That's a fact. And speaking of that, I personally feel like that the quality of the fish on Norse has went downhill over the years. But it seems like it's trying to get back. What do you think?
Well, it's got more fish in it right now than I've seen in a while.
I agree with the
last 2 years has been really good for me and you and Mike.
It sure has.
And
the numbers is there.
What I'm worried about is this right here. I can't catch a fish that's got the big pot belly on them. I mean, some of them is still thin. Yeah. And there for a while I thought it was from a late spawn, but I'm not believing that anymore. I think we got plenty of bait in the lake. Everybody tells me they're getting a lot of bait under the lights when they're fishing for walleye. But the quality of fish that we're catching, and I'm going to challenge anybody that goes up there, and if they catch any good fish, it's fat and everything, I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And I want to know what they think about the minnow situation and why these fish are so poor.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, me and Mike didn't catch a lot of fish last night, but the ones we caught and the ones we seen, they still thin, and they should be passed. I was at Dale Hollow last week walleye fishing, and I tell you what, I've never seen so many minnows in my life. I don't know why we ever catched a walleye, because they was jillions of minnows from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And we was in fish 25 to 30 feet, and I snagged fish right on the bottom. I mean, walleye, the wild minnows.
Yeah.
I've snagged them right on the bottom, son, and they were just thick. And the fish that we caught, the walleye, was really, really good. I had two friends over there that was smallmouth fishing, and the fish they caught, they showed them to me. They brought them, and we made a picture of them and turned them loose. And the 4-pound fish, man, I'm telling you the truth, they had a pot belly on them.
Yeah.
They was big, healthy fish.
Yeah.
And we're not catching that quality of fish on North right now.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. You get one out of 4, 5, or 6, or 8 that you catch.
Yeah.
Be a nice football-shaped fish, and then the rest of them you turn them around and they just thin as they can be on the bed.
That's right. That's exactly right. I'd like for anybody else that's doing as well as we are as catching fish up there, just tell me that their fish is a lot better than what ours. I'm tickled to death that somebody else is catching them, and I just want to see if their fish is as healthy and or poor as ours.
Yeah. I agree. You know, we'll get a good one, 2 or 3 every now and then, but then a lot of them is thin.
Thin, very thin. We never had a fish last night. That was really looked good.
Yeah. Well, last week when Wesley and I went up there last Saturday evening, we didn't get to fish long, but we didn't do much good. Missed several fish. You know, that same old thing. You hook them and they get off. But the first fish he caught there before dark, that fish come up, broke water, and then it come up out there next to the boat, and I had it on cameras. We made the comment about it. It spit up 3 or 4 shad minnows.
Yeah.
Shaking his head, you know. And so I know these minnows are for them to eat, but I don't know why they're running this as thin as they are.
I don't either. I don't have no idea. That's the reason I want to challenge anybody else to tell me that their fish is a lot better than the ones that we're catching.
Yeah, I agree.
think they're running for their life up there. There's so many of them old big rockfish up there. They're trying to stay away from them, you know, and keep getting eaten.
I'll agree with that too, Mike. I so never will.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. Before we get into the film, Mike's got a little film. Him and Bill. Wesley and I got about 3 or 4 minutes. It's not very good film, but we did catch a couple of fish. And before we get into that, I want to let everybody know that I'm a great-great-grandfather. My granddaughter, Samantha, had a baby Monday on the 14th, and Rayleigh Lynn Wilson, and she's weighed 8 pounds, and Mama and the baby are doing great. And Dylan, have you got that picture? Okay, we're supposed to have a picture over here of the baby, and there we go, Bill.
Oh, that's a dandy. That's a keeper.
Yeah, that's a keeper. Yeah,
Sure. In her hand.
Yeah, I told her mama. I said the first thing she said was fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
Lord.
I had the opportunity to meet Samantha and her husband down there, and I know they're real proud of her.
Yeah, they sure are. Oh, there you go, folks. And thank you, Dylan. So I had to say that. And Sherry kept, you know, our anniversary was last Thursday on the 10th, and Sherry kept trying to manipulate the situation. Say, you need to have it on our anniversary, you know.
Yeah.
I said, Sherry, I've got enough reminders. As a matter of fact, Sherry and I's anniversary is on her mother's birthday.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we got to tell that, you know, got that going on. But we're tickled to death to have the great-great-grandbaby. Let's see who this might be. Oh, I didn't get it. Whoa. Okay. All right. So I guess you got it, Dylan. That's my fault. All right, we're good to go. And then the other thing I want to mention right quick is, folks, this Ronnie Brown tribute that we're going to have August the 25th. make sure if you're
25th to the 26th.
The 25th, we'll be at the schoolhouse on a Friday night, and then on the 26th, we'll be over at the activities building there at Kellytown Church.
Okay.
And from 12 to 2. Now, if there's more people there past 2, we'll be there till later. But we're planning on being there on Saturday from 12 to 2, and be more than glad. You know, I've already had several people tell me they couldn't get there Friday night, and I told them about being at the church activity building there on Saturday, tickled them to death.
That's right. Yes,
sir. So we're good to go on that, and but that's going to take place at Coach Brown's going to be honorary captain. He's going to get to eat the team meal with the team at 4 o'clock on Friday, and then come to the field. He'll be out there on the field with the team and go out for the coin toss, and then at halftime we got a little celebration. We're going to present him with an award, and it's got some stuff etched on it, and they'll be reading that off then and that kind of thing. And then another thing too, the football team on Saturday morning they're having a pancake breakfast over at Applebee's.
Good.
At 8 o'clock on that Saturday on the 26th. And then we'll be back at the activities building there at 12 noon.
Right.
So if you're a former player, he coached girls basketball from 67 to 69, and assisted on the football, was assistant football coach, and then in 70 he took over the head coach at football, and Coach Lingerfeld took the girls basketball team.
Right.
So girls, ladies, if you're within hearing distance of this program, we'd love to have you down there on the 25th, and all the former ball players, basketball girls or the women and the gentlemen on the football teams for those. Well, it's 67. He quit in 80, 13 years worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Ronnie's a good fella. I've known him for a long time also.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to try to be there.
All right.
When he's there, like I said, I've known Ronnie and fished with him and everything over the years, and he's a fine man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we're going to pay a little tribute to him, and this will be like 50 years gone by that he's been involved in coaching us, helping out. Even when he retired, he went by Anderson County and Clinton both and helped out.
That's right.
So he's been at it for pretty much all his life, and so we're going to pay the tribute to him on the 25th. Folks, please don't forget it. If you can get there, we'd love to have you. All righty. Let's see who that might be, Mike. Let's see. Okay, it's for Dylan. That's good. All right, Dylan, there's another phone call. Well, Mike, we showing your film first, or?
It don't matter.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to, because my camera's still laying here.
I guess you'll have to.
I guess we'll have to. I forgot to hand it to Dylan when he come in. All right, Dylan, let's show a little of that film then.
Yeah. All right, folks, I'm up here tonight with Bill. Steve's got Max in service, and I got Bill with me. He got a dandy hooked up here. Look there. Big largemouth.
Yes, sir, Rio.
Yes, sir. Bill's got him a largemouth there.
Yes, sir. I'll take any of them.
Yep. Bit that black jig, didn't he?
Yeah, hit that little black jig.
Yeah, sir.
This is before dark.
Yeah, before dark bait. Yes, sir. He's after him.
Yeah, look at him.
That's good. That's a nice one, Bill.
He put a nice little largemouth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, old buddy. Well, let's put him in there. There might be more back where he's at.
Yeah. They could be. He'll grow and get bigger, that's for sure.
That's right.
Turn the camera up.
Oh, yeah. Look at here.
Upside down.
Oh, huh?
It's upside down.
Okay.
There you go.
Look at here. Oh, Mike got him one right there, buddy. Nice little ball mouth. Look at that. Son, that there's a nanny.
Yes, sir.
Emma Cracker Jack.
He's a biting and carrying on there.
Yes, sir, Ray.
Mean little devil. Okay.
Yes, sir, old buddy.
We like that. We'll put him back and see if we can get a stud, Bill.
I like that. We might be into him. All you got to do is hit the...
Yeah, push that button.
I got another little old largemouth, ain't it?
No, it looks like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, another little largemouth. Yeah, it's Kentucky.
That's a little Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh man, is that's the first thing I've caught in a long time up here.
Yeah.
They don't get much bigger than that. Up here, they really don't. Look at that.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
Kentucky.
he's a pretty thing.
Pretty one too.
Yeah.
All right.
There ain't no limit on them. You can catch
Yeah.
as many of them as you want to.
Yeah.
I like to catch them anyway.
Well, yeah.
I don't keep them. They're really good to eat though.
Hey, meaner than a smallmouth, I think.
That's right. That's exactly right.
All right, we get back after him.
Okay, old Mikey got another in here, buddy.
Yeah.
That's a nice little smallmouth.
That's right.
Sure is, old buddy.
He's mean. He don't like nobody touch that lip either.
No. Well, not only that, he's got something in that lip there. That makes the difference. He says, doggone, I got two things. I got a thumb and something else is stinging.
Yeah.
All right, old buddy.
We put him back.
Put him back in there, son.
He liable to get some big.
All right, old Bill found him one there.
Old Billy boy got it.
Good little smallie.
I got a future world record.
Yeah.
I say a future world record for.
Yeah.
He ain't that big, but
Well,
son, he's gonna grow up.
hopefully in about 7 8 years
You'll
you'll.
put him out here
Yeah.
so he won't be ate.
I said about 7 8 years you can catch him again.
That's right, old buddy. Yes,
All
sir.
right, we get back after him.
All right, look at here. Look at here, look at here. Big walleye. Man, that's.
Yeah. All right, grab that on the way up.
Yes, sir, old buddy. Yes, sir, son. That's a good walleye, Mike. Man, I tell you what, man, just come up here and fish for them. That would suit me fine.
Yes, sir. We had to put that filet mignon on that.
That's right. That's a filet mignon there, buddy. That's a Dowson. All right. Okay, old Mike got him here. Hey, he might not be a world record, but he's what we're looking for.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's the first smallmouth we've caught tonight, but we got one big walleye.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing, hey, that's all right there, old buddy. He might grow up to be a world record, son. Put him back in there, and we'll put him right back there. See what you told him on there, don't you, Mike?
Yeah, red and black.
Red and black there, old buddy. Yes, sir, Ray.
All right.
Okay, son. That's what we're looking for, old Mikey, buddy. Yes, sir. That's a nice one. And yeah, he got a good hold on him. Mike might. All right, old Mike got another little smallmouth here, son. Hey, you getting them on that red and black there, old buddy.
Yes,
I'm fixing to change myself right here. All right, Mike. Let's get that. I got you. Okay, old Mike got a dandy here. Look at here. Look what a big old smallmouth, buddy. Oh, son, I'm telling you right now. I knew that they was going to be here. That's the best of the night, Mike.
Yep.
Sure is, old buddy. Old Bill had one on too, and his come off. That's a dandy, son.
About that.
Yes, sir. All right there, old buddy.
Give him on the Z.
Yeah, Bill found him one there. Yeah. Good little smallie.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he jumped off.
I jumped off right there, Mike.
Well, that's
Sure did, old buddy.
long distance release. All right, Bill's got another.
Okay, old buddy.
Yeah. Nice smallie. Nice smallie.
Yes, sir, old buddy.
Yeah.
Get him right.
Bring that rascal in here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay, I got you there.
Got him there
boy.
now.
Hey, he's a pretty nice little fish.
Very nice little fish, too.
He got a whole mouthful of that jig.
Yes, sir, he did.
Yes, sir. I got him out there, though.
Yeah. Give me this a little more.
Yeah, there we go.
Back.
Come on now. I got it loose. I just got it out.
Yeah.
I've been strong. I pushed it on down. I've got it out, but I can't. All right, then.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
That's a nice one, Bill.
Out of four bites, no, 5 bites. That's the first one I've put in the boat.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, rough to catch now. There ain't no doubt about it.
That's right. That's exactly
Okay.
right. Yes, sir. Well, I'm proud of him anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Get back in there, son, and grow up.
yeah.
I'll tell you, old buddy. Look
That's
at
right.
him. Man,
You
he
get
took off like Snyder's pup.
That's right. We got a little bit of moon come up right there. So.
Huh?
Okay, folks, we're back, and Bill, you know, it's good to see Mike catch that big walleye.
Yeah, sure
Yeah,
was. But
I
I got to apologize to Mike on the last trip me and him was up there. I didn't mean to turn him upside down there. I'm not used to that camera, son, and every time I'd get that camera, son, I'd hit it, and I couldn't tell which was supposed to be up and down, and I had Mike upside down there catching the mare once or twice.
Everybody catch him standing on their head.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, I'll do that just to kind of keep the monotony out of things.
I'm getting better at it, though.
I understand. That's a good deal. I'll tell you what. We'll see who that call in case it's for us before I tell you what's going on here. There we go. Hello.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, Ed. How are you, brother?
Good. How y'all doing? Hey, did you remember to tell Bill that I know what I'm going to do next year when it's his birthday?
Yeah.
Hey, Ed, I'll tell you what, son. Everybody ought to be fishing on my birthday.
Hey, listen, that fish knowed it was your birthday because I got 12 in the boat.
That's great.
Yes, sir. He had a good night, Ed.
Yeah. Me and
Yeah,
Steve,
well,
me and
one
Steve
thing
didn't
I was
have.
wanting to tell you, I don't like it none, but I'm afraid that them fish are getting skinny because of them zebra mussels. What do y'all think?
I can't answer that, Ed. I wished I could, son. I just don't know what's going on. I really don't. Have you experienced the fish not being as heavy as they should be?
Yeah, I caught a 20-incher, and I made him weigh about 3.5 pounds, you know. His skin, long and skinny. What I think's going on is they're filtering that water, and then their minnows aren't as nourishing as they would be if them mussels wasn't in there.
I know you got a good point.
I can't answer that about them mussels. I fished several lakes that had them zebra mussels in the past. Lake Erie was one of them, and a whole lot of the zebra mussels we got right now in North Lake. That's where they came from Lake Erie on the people that pulling them boats out of Lake Erie down here. And I'd say we got a lot of the zebra mussels that was in Lake Erie down here. And the smallmouth up there, with all the zebra mussels they had, they were awfully good smallmouth. You take a 20-incher up there at Lake Erie, son, it'd weigh 4.5 to 5 pounds. And they're not like that here right now. So that's the reason I'm concerned, Ed. I just don't know if the minnow situation or whether the protein in the minnows is good enough to put the weight on them. The LY minnow is supposed to be a high protein minnow, and the shad is not as high protein. But as long as you got both of them, I feel like the fish ought to be a better quality fish than what they are.
Yeah. And you was talking about, Mike's talking about they were spitting up mouth full of minnows every time you caught one, so I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
I don't either, Ed. I really don't, son.
Well, Norris Lake is loaded with crawfish, and that's supposed to be the highest protein type food that they can eat is crawfish, so they ought to be just bulged over with fat right now.
Well, listen, next time we see Paul Shaw up there, we'll make him tell us.
Yeah. Paul been up there on the lake ever since. He's probably been up there for 30 years or better, and he ought to be able to tell us. If he ain't, he ought to be able to find out.
Right.
Him or Langford, one of them guys should be able to tell us something.
Yeah.
That's a good question, Ed. When you run into them, don't forget to ask them, and we'll try to do the same.
In fact, about it, I know Paul so well. I'll just go up there at the hatchery and talk to him. And I said, if you don't think that the minnow situation is good as it ought to be, you need to make a report on that and see if we can't get something done. I mean, he don't need to be just running up and down the lake or burning their gasoline. He needs to do something about it.
All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna get off here. I'm burning up quality TV time.
All right, Ed. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Okay. Y'all be good.
All right. See you, Ed.
Okay.
All right. Oh, good to hear from Ed. Always is good to see him on the lake when we do get to see him. But it's a good point. That looks like another call. Don't let me forget this about the LY. I got something I want. Okay. What in the spring? We know. Let's see. Hello. Hello. Hey.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Is that you, Tony?
That's Tony, yeah.
Okay. Hey, are you hearing us pretty good?
That's a little staticky.
More staticky? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got these remote mics back, and we've been using stationaries, and I don't know. We're trying to decide which one we like the best. So if we're not very clear right now, then we'll get back.
It ain't as good as it has been.
Okay, that answered the question right there. That's all we need to know. We appreciate that, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's going on?
I was going to tell you about them crappie I caught Sunday.
Yeah, I've got the picture there. If I can get Dylan to pull her up. Let's see. We'll give him a minute. It should come up there because I sent it to him there. There it is. Yeah. Tell us all about that, Tony.
We caught 22 of them Sunday between Canyon Creek Bridge and the marine up in that area.
In the creek.
Yeah.
Well.
That's where we got them at. But then I went back Tuesday and fished about 4 hours at 11 down in the Kingston area.
Yeah. Well, what do you, I mean, in other words, we can catch crappie, we just got to get out there and find them.
Just go work for them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get all them on minnows too?
Every one of it.
Well,
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, I was down at Rockwood there at the sporting goods store, and they asked me what they was catching crappie on. Said there was some guys that had been fishing 3 days down there and hadn't had the first one. And I said, well, Tony told me he was catching them up there about 20 foot deep on minnows around structure, and they was going to go back out and try it again. So I hope they caught some crappie.
Yeah, that's where we've been catching them at, about 20 or 20, 30, down a little deeper than that, 35 earlier.
Yeah.
The last 4 weeks, we've had over 100 keepers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good bunch of fish there, Tony. It really is.
I told him, I said, hey, just start out shallow and work your way out, or either start out deep and work your way back in till you find them. And I said, they're there.
Yeah, I just barely hit sometimes. You just pick it up and they'd be happy.
Yeah.
They'd be on there.
We're experiencing that same kind of bite with the smallmouth on Norris. They don't just warp it like they was last year. You just throw it out there and it feels heavy or like a red eye bite or a bluegill, ain't it, Bill?
That's exactly right.
It just, buddy, you've got to be on your toes or he's done hit it and gone before you know it. So all in we caught Sunday. We probably didn't have about 3 more that wouldn't keep. Every one of them kept, so 3. Well,
we started right at daylight, fish about 1:30, and we quit.
Right. Well, that's a nice bag of fish. You fellas has done good the last 4 weeks. I'll say that.
Yeah, the only thing that Tony cooks, the only thing he needs to do is invite me down there.
Yeah. Bill said you just need, when you get ready to cook them, we need to get the invite.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, we appreciate you, Tony.
I'll talk to you next week.
Okay, buddy. See you.
See you.
All right. Shoot, I like old Tony's confidence. He knows he's going to call in next week. He's going to have another bag full.
That's right. I tell you, he's a heck of a crappie fisher.
He sure
He
is.
really
He ain't let up on it.
Hey, when you fishing for them crappie and walleye, I wouldn't turn my hand between the dippers. I'd just leave them to have one as the other.
Boy, I agree. I agree with that without a doubt, Bill. Mike, let's talk about your and Bill's trip. What kind of baits we was using?
Well, it started out, I was catching them on that Z-Hog watermelon with a little bit of chartreuse on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Caught that walleye on it. And all of a sudden, they just couldn't get a bite.
Died out.
Yeah.
And, we kept swapping baits, and I got on that red fly with black Ryan and caught 3 or 4 there. And we thought we'd found the secret there. And then all of a sudden, we couldn't catch nothing on it.
Yeah.
All my fish came on a watermelon jig with that there pepper green.
Yeah.
Root
Okay.
beer
Root beer trailer on it. Yeah.
Root beer pepper green trailer on it.
Later on in the night, there, last night, got back on that Z-Hog again and started catching some fish on it again. And then all of a sudden, it gone again. Couldn't catch nothing on it.
Right. Right.
It seemed like it just in spurts that you'd catch something on it.
This key is programmed as a line. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, let's see. What's going on, Dylan? I got 2 lights flashing here.
Hello, this is Brad Jones. I'm either on the other.
Okay, that's Brad's line there. Now let's try it. Whoop. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
How many of them crappie he caught floating in the dark?
I don't know. He's catching them out of Caney Creek. Well, you know and I know that water backs up, when they stop draining. But in that creek, I would really think it'd be a lot better right there than anywhere, wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask Uncle Mike there. I mean, he's the man with the minnow.
Yeah, he is. But Mike, when he catches the very keepers, they hit the live well, so he don't worry about how green they are. I don't guess.
well, how's he doing there since all this is going on about the ash cleanup down there? As far as breathing and everything.
Well, I reckon he's all right, ain't you, Mike?
So far, I am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he still looks sort of puny.
Yeah. He was down there when it happened and there when it finished. So I guess if anybody's got anything, he probably has.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to keep him chlorinated.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. What's the crappie reports on Milton Hill? Anything going on over there? I mean, I know that lake's full of them.
Well, they're still there.
Okay, nobody catching them?
Well, I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm still in quarantine myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
And, it's still over a mile to get there.
Yes.
And with this bracelet on my leg.
Uh-huh. You can't get too far.
Yeah. It's a terrible situation.
I can understand. I guarantee.
But well, the daggone water's been a little muddy since all this rain.
Yes, sir.
And I don't like fishing in mud.
Right. Yeah.
Because they just don't hit it.
No, we've not found them in muddy water. Them crappie especially, they just don't like that muddy water for some reason.
Yeah. And why is it you go to Norris and not up to Douglas?
Well, Norris is closer. Everybody says, why you fish Norris? Well, because we fishing for smallmouth mainly, and usually by the night, by 11 o'clock, there's very few boats on the lake at all, and it's just comfortable and close to home and that kind of thing. So.
Well, you're sort of fading in and out.
Well, my Mike, we got this old Mike, but Norris is a close trip for us. It's 35 miles, 72 miles round trip, and it's 63 miles from my house to Douglas, one way.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever fished up Watauga?
No, I haven't. No.
It's supposed to have some really good smallmouth fish there.
Yeah.
And South Holston.
Oh, that's right. We have fished it before when we was fishing that smallmouth trail. Yeah. Well,
now it's not South
Holston. It's Watauga. Yeah, that's where we was
it's
at.
Watauga Lake.
Yeah, that's where we was at, and Bill, you walleye fished up there quite a bit.
I've walleye fished and smallmouth fish more. Hoyt Easton, the fellow that fishing last night with John Wade, Hoyt and I fished South Holston and Watauga both way back yonder and had real good success. We'd go up there on Friday night and fish Friday night, Saturday night, and drive back Sunday in order to go to work. But we've caught a lot of good smallmouth, and Watauga caught the best spring of walleye I've ever caught out of Watauga.
Yeah. There's a lot of people bought from South Florida have bought property on Watauga, and now if you trout fish or something like that orchid trout was a state record caught up there.
Well, Watauga's got a lot of trout in it. South Holston don't have that many trout, but Watauga's got a lot of trout. They've got several different species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the people from South Florida bought land up there. The people from South Florida and everywhere else is buying land from everywhere else on here.
Yeah. Yeah. They sure are.
Yeah. The state record was caught in Watauga.
It's pretty lake. Like I said, that was the night Mike and I were up there fishing a tournament there, and they had wind gust over at the airport there at Bristol that morning coming back down the road 60 mile an hour, and I told Mike, I said, no wonder I had to throw sticks out of the boat all night.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, buddy, it come through there, and you had to fish back in them pockets, because when you got out on the point where the wind was coming across, it just peppered your eyes full of twigs and leaves and everything else. We couldn't fish it. So it was a little tough night. But anyway, it's pretty lake. I've been up there.
Yeah, it is pretty lake.
Yes, sir.
Man, you talking about during springtime when them trout run up in them streams. There's a lot of people up there fishing for them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
And another thing is when you go through Elizabeth, the fish hatchery up there on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When you turn up to Watauga, you can see them orchid trout.
Yeah.
Or the albino trout.
Well, that's good information. Good information. Glad you called in. Pass it along to our viewers here. Maybe somebody will make the trip up there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Both of them are.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I've never been on South Holston, but we have been on Watauga.
Yeah. Well, Watauga is a really, really nice looking lake.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so too.
But as far as Uncle Mike,
yeah,
he needs to get a haircut.
Yeah. All righty. We'll keep that in mind, bud.
All right.
I appreciate you. See you, buddy. All right.
They was talking about Boone over at the union meeting with operators there that they had some more work that they was planning on doing, drilling some holes and stuff up there to check things out, and it may be quite a while before they ever get any water back in that lake again.
Yeah. But that'll be a brand new lake when they do.
Yeah.
Well, I know of two already that's really come alive, and that's Center Hill and Cumberland.
Yeah.
They had them drawn down for a long time in the vegetation. Cumberland had some 12, 14-inch little bushes already grown up in it. Center Hill has got lots of grass and lots of everything that's on the bank now, and they both brand new lakes.
Well, you know, when you take one of our any of our lakes and you pull it down a lot farther than what it's being pulled down, you turned a lot of shoreline loose that hadn't seen sun in a while, and it sits there for a year or two. It was just the same way. If you remember Tellico, when they stumped it, and then Buddy, those trees growed back up 8-10 foot high, and then they put the water to her. That's why it made it so good.
That's exactly right. Everything is stagnated now. They don't let the water down like they used to.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. Dang.
That's what we was talking about at North, sir, that the way that used to draw down, and you'd had the cuckleburrs and all the bushes around the top edge of the lake there would be dry, and it'd grow back out and turn green and all that. And springtime, it'd flood it back up again, and now all them bushes is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, TED there, he was talking about Douglas. We used to fish a lot on Douglas.
I wore Douglas out over the years.
Yes, sir.
It ain't now. Douglas has got some good smallmouth in it now.
Yeah.
And how they got in there is people going out of the places and catching smallmouth and bringing them back and put in Douglas. As far as TWRA, they never have released one in there that I know of. But it's got some really good. I know 2 7-pounders that's already been caught out of Douglas.
Yeah.
And it's got some good largemouth. And shoot, I've fished this thing ever since it's been there.
Yeah.
And it's got some really good largemouth.
Yeah, we run it there for about 15, 16 years, just twice a year, and then all the practice time and everything. I mean, that was, heck, I remember there back in the early days, I don't know, we went up there several trips and probably catch 75 or 100 bass and never fish but 2 points.
Me and John Wade, we wore them out up there. We won a big tournament up there.
Yeah.
And John is just like myself. He fished it ever since it's been there. He's real good fisherman. It had some really good largemouth in it, and it's still got some good ones, but it also has got some good smallmouth in it now too.
Yes, sir. They getting more populated.
Yeah.
And it's a good lake for them. But yeah, back in the 70s, 80s, and that seeker worm was so popular.
Yeah.
Man, like I said, you'd go in Muddy Creek there and get on point A or point B, buddy.
Yeah.
But the problem with it now is there's so many fishing it, it's hard to get on a place.
That's
Bill.
right.
It's hard to get on a place. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Cherokee is another lake.
Yes, sir.
Cherokee's got lots of fish in it. It's got some good smallmouth in it. Got some good largemouth in it. And I'd say that Cherokee is really a sleeper lake for walleye. They've turned a lot of walleye loose in Cherokee, and I'd say that if a man could just find them and go up there and look for them and set up and do the thing to catch walleye, that he could wear them out up there.
Yeah.
But we got some good fishing around here.
We sure do. We sure do. I'll tell you another place now that's coming on with them walleye now. Them boys told me down there last summer they caught the fool out of them walleye on watch bar.
Yeah.
And they're releasing them every year up the Clinch, up the Emery, and a couple other them creeks up feeding there, down White's Creek and around. They're putting them walleye in the rivers.
Yeah.
Up to Tennessee, and you know how after they're going upstream to spawn, like the walleye do on Dale Hollow.
Yeah. And
then they come back into the lake, spend the summer, just like the stripers do.
Yeah.
And them boys caught some dandies down there last year.
Hey, son, as long as they keep us stalking them, son, I'm for that 100%.
Sure is. I heard 2 or 3 tales about them catching them, and there at the mouth of the Clinch and Emery, and then on down into the Whites Creek and the Eagle Lodge area. Them boys down in that Rockwood area had a pretty good year out of them walleye last year.
Right.
And So that sounds good. That's what we need. We're going to try a few things on these walleye here next Norris trip and see if we can't locate them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'd like that. I really would.
Yeah, we're going to try that. I've got a few things I want to try.
We've caught 2 big walleye in the last 2 weeks up there.
Yeah, sure have.
If we wasn't even fishing for them, if we'd have stayed there at them same places and fished for them, yeah. I feel like we could have caught a limit. Like me and you last night, I feel like they more like just one there. When you catch one, there's more than one there.
Right, exactly right. Hey, Dylan, give us just a couple of minutes break here, buddy, would you? All right. And also, I think I got... Hey folks, I'm back here at Tim's Tires, and you saw the intro on the door, and they are also open on Saturdays from 8 to 12:30. And you know, I'm just looking at these tires. They've got lawnmower tires, they've got the small tractor tires, even the big tractor tires, and all these tires right here are for trucks and automobiles, vans, that kind of thing. And they've just got a warehouse full of tires, bringing them in all the time and shipping them out all the time. So if you're needing that set of tires, please come by here at Tim's Tires, Highway 27, going into Harriman. On the left, to be on the right if you're coming from Harriman. And like I said, this place is just stacked full of tires, brands, all kinds, sizes, all kinds, and if they just happen not to have the size or kind you're wanting and the size, just give them a call down here and they'll have it for you, usually by the next day and sometimes by dinner time that day. So remember Tim's Tires, and let them know you appreciate them being a sponsor of the Let's Go Fishing Show.
Drownings are a leading cause of death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Always watch them in and around water. Properly fence all pools and stay away from drains. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Whoop, lost us. All right, we're back. Hey, folks, listen, the thing about a guy called me this afternoon and said something about, asked me about Tim's Tires, about they couldn't get the phone to pick up. I'm going to put a phone number on the ad there next week. When you call down there, you go through their office, and they flip the phone on out there in the warehouse, Bill, and every time I've been there, that phone just ringing, and you know, that's not because they're folks, they're just absolutely covered up. I mean, with automobiles and pickup trucks and the big trucks coming in. So I'm going to put another phone number up there that rings direct to Kevin Ward, which is Tim's son, and that way get you an answer.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll put that number up there. Have them put that on the screen for you, because I don't want you to. I don't want them to lose your business and promote their business every way that we can, along with the other sponsors we got. So I'll put you another phone number up there, and that way you can get a hold of somebody for sure. Might even put you 2 up there, and then you can call Kevin and his right-hand man down there, and they're both running around there, helping customers and this, that, and the other, and they can answer the phone right off the get-go. So that'd be 3 numbers. You can get a hold of them down there. Hey, Reynolds Racing and Marine folks, remember them. They got special pricing this month on the side-by-sides down there. Got some boats, those new express boats coming in. Bill Glenn was out in Arkansas a couple of weeks ago. They got 3 new models coming out, a 17, a 18, and a 19, and then, I'll take it back 4. And then they're making a crappie bass kind of combination on a 20-footer.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 of them in down there right now, the 17 and a 19, and he's waiting on the 18 and the 20. So if you're looking for a real fishing machine, get down there and check those express boats out. I tell you what, they're just awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're metal too, aren't they?
yes, sir. They're aluminum, but they the best aluminum boat on the market,
that's exactly
bar
right,
none. I mean,
and that's what you need for a lot of this here walleye and crappie fishing.
Yep.
And you can turn it right around and make a good smallmouth or largemouth fishing boat out of it.
That's
also.
right.
It's like I told Steve before, when you get something that's so good that everybody else starts copying it, you know you've got the best.
That's right.
And you
That's
look,
exactly right,
and
son.
you look, and Ranger and Triton and all of them is trying to copy what Express has got, putting
That's
a pad
exactly
under
right.
and everything.
Yeah, they really have got the pad that well, they got about 7 different pads depending on what you want. They got the shallow running boat with the jet drive engines on the back of them, and you can go in this 6-8 inches of water, and I like that. And then the regular flat bottom boat. I mean, like I said, they got 7 or 8 different hull designs. You just pick the one you want, but the best one at all is that padded boat that they run the 250s and 300 horsepower motors on. It just gets up on the pad just like a fiberglass boat.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. But those things are built tough, I'll tell you that. So you can look at them and tell that. They definitely good. So get by down there and check those out. Plus, Glenn's got several other good models of boats. Some few Phoenixes left, and the Bullets, got a couple of Bullets down there. That kind of thing. Some Allisons. So give them a chance to earn your business. Got some nice used engines down there. I mean, they look good. All shined up, and a lot of them low hours. That's a good thing. Some of them even still got warranty left on them. So check them out down there. Citizens First Bank, folks, you can't forget those people. They've been with me ever since we started, and I appreciate them. That's where I do my banking at, and they got the 5 locations and electronic banking, everything that you might need in the banking needs. So don't forget them. And the sign shop. Mike's been working with Amy. This past week, they're putting up a new sign down at Jerry's Bait Shop.
Yep.
And you just poured your concrete when? Day before
Saturday.
Saturday? Yeah, okay. So they're waiting on the guy to get the sign to them, and they'll be ready to hang it. There'll be a lighted sign down there. Don't forget Edgemore Outdoors, folks. That's where we get our fishing stuff, Bill.
That's exactly right, son.
Yes,
He's got as good as they come.
Yeah, every time I go over, I grab a big handful of that plastics, and I say, "Hey, I'm gonna leave you 1 bag here to reorder by." He said, "Well, go ahead and get it." I said, "No, I got 6 in my hand. That's enough."
Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, you talking about that plastic?
Yeah.
I tell you what, that's what they call a Zoom Z-Hog, and that's pretty good sized bait. But let me tell you something, they're catching lots and lots and lots of largemouth and smallmouth, and Mike caught that walleye last night on it.
Yeah.
So anything will hit it.
Yeah.
That plastic right there, I done wore them out on Dale Hollow on it. I caught so many fish on it, and it made a believer out of me. And I love that there plastic on my bait. I really do.
Yeah, it's it's like we said, and you carry pork chunks with you. I carry them with me. And a lot of times on my sprinter bait, I'll put a frog chunk on it, or a orange or something, or a red, and it's all about that color, and the plastic is more matchable, I guess, with the bait that we're fishing.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you jump down there and grab a piece of Uncle Josh out and get fishing with it.
Yeah.
On your spinner bait. I like the Uncle Josh on the spinner bait especially.
I do too, son. Yeah.
I really do. And
there's one thing about this Z-Hog right here. You have to look at one, but it's got little cuts in it on these
claws.
Yeah, and they make a noise.
Yes, sir.
That makes a noise. That thing works all the time.
Yeah.
They make one smaller than this one right here that I use on a jig.
Yes, sir.
And me and Max Meredith wore them out on Dale Hollow on this thing 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about 25, 30 big smallmouth.
Yeah.
And they love this thing.
Yeah, it's amazing up here on North and everywhere else too. What just a little bit of change on that trailer.
Yep.
Will do for fishing and catching and not catching.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
Mike's been fishing this one right here, just sort of on a hook and a sinker.
Yeah.
Texas rig, yeah.
Yeah, sort of Texas rig guy, and it's been working real good for him up here on North. But it'll work anywhere you throw it.
I
it
agree.
Really will.
Yeah, it's a good looking bait. It's got a lot of action, and that's what them fish key on is when something's moving in the water, their lateral lines and stuff, they know about it.
That's exactly right.
They know about it. If it's they surely do. And you get down there on the bottom and you're stirring up that little bit of mud trail and that kind of thing, they come looking for it.
Yep, that's exactly right.
They sure do. They because they're all the time thinking about eating, or at least we think they are. Wish they was thinking about it more often for us, so don't you?
Yep, I do.
Gun rascals.
Buddy.
There Saturday evening, we had a big thing coming up our Sunday morning at church, so I told Wes, I said, okay, we'll go for a little while. And didn't know what the weather was going to bring. But anyway, we get there to the parking lot, and this guy up there, he's setting up to a couple of rows back there in the middle of the parking lot, and we're down there next to the ramp, and he's getting his stuff ready, and he hollers at me, said, hey, I don't know who he was. I didn't, should I ask him? But anyway, he said, hey, you going smallmouth fishing? Do what, Dylan? 2 minutes? I said, yeah, we just got 2 minutes. Long story short, I said, yeah. He said, man, you should have been here last night. They bit like crazy. He said, I didn't leave by 8 o'clock this morning. I said, buddy, I wish you hadn't have told me that. I said, we won't get a bite tonight. I told Wesley. I said, we won't. I said, them son of guns won't bite 2 nights in a row. And they didn't bite much. Folks, anyway, we've enjoyed having you here with us, and we'll see y'all next week. God bless, be careful, and look forward to seeing you next week. We'll try to have some fishing for you, Bill.
Yeah, buddy.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Hey folks, I'm back here at Tim's Tires, and you saw the intro on the door, and they are also open on Saturdays from 8 to 12:30. And I'm just looking at these tires. They've got lawnmower tires, they've got the small tractor tires, even the big tractor tires, and all these tires right here are for trucks and automobiles, vans, that kind of thing. And they've just got a warehouse full of tires, bringing them in all the time and shipping them out all the time. So if you're needing that set of tires, please come by here at Tim's Tires, Highway 27, going into Harriman. on the left. It'll be on the right if you're coming from Harriman. And like I said, this place is just stacked full of tires, brands, all kinds, sizes, all kinds. And if they just happen not to have the size or kind you're wanting and the size, just give them a call down here and they'll have it for you, usually by the next day and sometimes by dinner time that day. So remember Tim's Tires and let them know you appreciate them being a sponsor of the Let's Go.